Well, in this video I want to share with you a trip that I'm having. One of the many trips. I just said for this one I can share it. In this trip I am headed to Western Kenya. We are two teams, so I'm gonna minister in a men's conference somewhere in Lugari, and then I've got women who are also going into another conference. So we've got women and men's conference, and so we left Nairobi about in the morning about 8:30. We are here now in Naivasha, the Naivas place where you can stop in and have something. So we are stopping in so that we can have breakfast, and then we continue. The weapon that I'm using is the church van, which is here at Toyota. It's a manual, very nice 3-liter turbo diesel, and I believe even though it's capped at 80, it's gonna get us where we are going. So I'm really excited. I've done a previous conference, but I didn't share it. So this time I said, let me document this in a vlog and then I share with you so that you see some of the things that happen in my life. And for this year, it's a new beginning. And because I haven't posted for a while, and it's because it was necessary to take a break, recollect, because the infrastructure that I built on is not the same infrastructure that is gonna move me into the next level. So it's a new beginning, like the theme that I shared, and I know God is doing something new. So just an interesting journey. I'm going to be showing you how everything goes. So I hope all goes well, and it's going to be a good experience. So far so good on the road. Nice sunny morning, threatened to rain, but it hasn't rained, and we are here in Naivasha. It's about 10:30, maybe 11, so hopefully by 6 we should be there. But I'm gonna keep you posted on how everything goes. Journey continues. I'm at the junction that leads to the Molo Junction. We have the side that leads to Kericho and the side that leads to Eldoret. So the journey is good. So far so good. Looking forward to getting to the western part of this country. Here we are at a petrol station where we are just taking a breather. And as we take the breather, it's all about stretching and all that. Now, once we're done with the breather, we continue with the journey.
Day 3.
Hi. It's been a while since I did an update. I think the last update I did from Lugulu, because I don't know if I did it from Lugulu, but I think I did it from Lugulu, where the women's conference was, the women that I was with, that's where they were meeting. But for me, I had a travel that evening. I didn't update. I was tired. I didn't update, but now I moved from Lugulu all the way to Tarbo or something like that, a place called Mwamba, where I now took a diversion to where I am. This is where they call Lake Basin Theological College. Is near KMTC, a place called Panpepa. You know, these local names are very confusing, but there's a place called Panpepa. You branch off for a while, and then you get to the place. There's a KMTC here. I've forgotten which KMTC it is. If I remember, or if I'm able to get the name, then I think I'll have that in my next update. But generally speaking, God is good. God always has a plan, and that's what I love. This mission has been nothing but full of grace, very surprising, and very interesting. And that's why I can confidently say that indeed my life is in the hands of God. You can see down here. Let me see. Yeah. It's catching my face. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, so you can see that I'm a main speaker at a men's conference. Today was my first session. They do things here a little differently from what we are used to over there in Nairobi. By the way, this is Lugari area because they call themselves Lugari yearly meeting. So it's on the Webuye Eldoret Road or Webuye Tarbo, those kinds of things. So I did my first session today. Today is Friday, 2-hour session, just talking about, remember the topic I gave you, critical issues affecting the Quaker men in church, basically just men in church. And so I did my first session today, very interesting, just talking about critical issues around the area of work. And I hope that one of these fine days I can be able to shoot that video. It will be very interesting and it can help you. Right now it's raining. Can see that greenery. In fact, let me do this. Yeah, that greenery, very interesting. So that's what it is. So I just bumped into this opportunity because my colleague Pastor Moses, whom I'm very, very grateful to for having thought of me. I know also it is God's plan because God does his things in a very interesting way. So this is the second time I am a main speaker at a conference, and it's very exciting. My ministry CV is growing, and that is something to be really, really grateful to God about and to be humble about. So we continue with the journey. We continue with the ministry, and we see how everything will go. So I still have 2 sessions, Saturday and then Sunday, the final one. So I want now to, because it's around 3 p.m. So what I want to do right now is look at what I'm going to be ministering tomorrow, and just arrange my thoughts, work with the Spirit of God so that I can get everything in check. So that is what it is. And in this video I said I'll take you through a ministry journey, and I know I haven't been able to capture some moments, but that is what it is. Let me just, so that's how these areas look like. Lush green, great acreage. You can see a cow there and the raindrops. Just a cool afternoon. So that's where we are doing. That's the main hall, and this is where you saw me earlier on in this video is where I'm shooting from, and I just bless God because of everything.
Day 4.
Well, good afternoon. It's another afternoon, should be about 3, maybe 3:30. The second day that I'm here, or today I've had my second session because I was here on Thursday night, and then I started my sessions yesterday, and today I've done another session just speaking to men. They gave me a topic, critical issues affecting the men. We call ourselves Quaker men. They're affecting the men in the church. And so the theme was coming from Psalm 82, verse 6 and 7. So I've done my second session today, just majorly talking about worldliness. That's how God structured for me the message. So I said I'm going to put these messages in a nice way, and then I can be able to share with Quaker men all over the world, or men in church, Christian men all over the world. So I was able to share with them from the point of worldliness. God, convicted me to do an altar call. Men really need a lot of support because they are going through so many issues. Today, majorly, I was talking about the generally just temptations that are coming from the world, temptations that are coming from culture, to be specific, and then temptations that are coming from the fact that men are visual beings. That's not biblical, but just the general idea that men see things and they can pursue them. So I'm going to share some of these insights on YouTube, on this page, and then you're going to be blessed. So let me just take a stroll because I'm coming to you from where I was yesterday, and just show you around. I just show you around because it's a nice facility. You can see behind me, that's where the gate is. And then there's plantation, sugar plantation. They told me this is a 400-acre facility, so there's a sugar plantation over there, and 44 acres. And then you can see the road, you can see the weapon that I used to come with here. And then you see there's a place where we have cattle behind there, and then you go all the way around. You can see some dormitories or something. I haven't gone there because I've been literally been fixed around this place where I shot the video from yesterday and also today, so you can see all that. So it goes all the way where my camera cannot show, and that's it. And then you come back to where my center of operation is. So I come from here and then I move down to the church, which is down there, that building over there. That's where we go and do the ministry, and it's been such a blessing. So let me just take a video and show you around how it is. Mount Elgon is just behind this building that I'm operating from. So it's been such a blessing. It's been such a nice experience. When you just surrender yourself to God, God can use you. God can do wonders through you. It doesn't matter your qualifications. God is the one that qualifies you. He gives you assignments that sometimes look bigger than yourself, but you have to rise up to them, because Goliath does not tell you he's coming. Goliath presents himself, and you have to take him by the horns. And so that is exactly what happened in this scenario. And I'm so glad today, bigger than yesterday, and we bless God. So tomorrow is my last session, my third session, and I'm praying to God that it's gonna be lovely, and I'm praying to God that it's gonna end on a high note. And so that's what I want to prepare for. In fact, I've just taken a nap. Then I got up and said, hey, let me shoot this while I'm still in these clothes of mine. So you can see, oh, where is the badge? Disappeared. Yeah, so there we have main speaker. That's me. I bless God. I'm great. I'm humbled in Jesus' name. So let me show you around through a video. So right there behind those trees, when I was going for my session, you could clearly see the outline of Mount Elgon. And right now it's covered by clouds. You can't see it, and you can see this place has like the natural trees that were, those indigenous trees. Like I told you, is a big facility, 400 acres, and so you can see how it looks like. So that's it. That's where we do our sessions. That's the church. I think we have domes down there. I haven't gone there. And then we have where the men go to eat. There's a tent. Let me just show you that. Let me just show you that. Oh, shaky hands. So we have the tent there. We have some motorbikes. You can see the weather, the climate, the atmosphere is just green, good. Just a big change from the usual Nairobi. So we have, I think, a kitchen down there where the meals are prepared. We have some office, some classroom over there. This place is now used as a theological college for the Quakers in this region, particularly Lugari meeting. And so Lugari yearly meeting. And so it used to be a farmers theological college, which was, remember in the first video I said this place is Lake Basin. When I got here, this place used to be, it was contracted to the Lake Basin Authority to be able to do those farming, experiments, demonstrations and all that. But in 1960, when the Muzungu I think that contract came to an end. The Muzungu handed it to the church, and so it has been in the possession of the church since then. Lugari yearly meeting, as I've been told, was inaugurated. Probably was inaugurated in 1990, not probably. And so since 1990 up to now, they've been taking care of this facility. This facility had lots and lots of equipment. So you have the new church that is being built over there. That's a bigger facility than what is currently in use. And yeah, I was showing you the other time, there are trees far, far, far down there. That's where almost the boundary is. This is a farm, you can see, because it used to train farmers. There are some cattle. So there are things that used to happen here that were agricultural, and that's why it's called FTC. But surprisingly, FTC also can be an acronym for Friends Theological College. So they call it Lake Basin. If you call it Lake Basin, you're gonna get here. If you call it Friends Theological College, you're gonna get here. You're looking for the main offices of the Lugari yearly meeting, you're gonna get here too. And so that's it. You can see that field that I was telling you about, 44 acres of sugarcane, is just behind there. And like I told you, the gate is somewhere there, just close to that building. Yeah. So sometimes it's rainy. Sometimes it rains. Like right now, it's sunny, but you can see back there the clouds are gathering, so anything can happen. There are some buildings behind there. This is where my abode is. So I stay here, operate from here, sleep here, eat here, and then I go to the church that I told you about, just down there. Yes, that one there. And then I minister there, and then I'm back. Because as main speaker, your work, you are like the one who carries the entire conference. So you need to really focus on what you are doing. So you can see here lush, just a lush area. Just a few minutes ago, again, you can see clouds gathering behind there. These look like old colonial buildings. Yeah, because the white man used it, leased it out to the agricultural guys. So there were farm implements here that, again, I think either guys from the church or maybe people who were here maybe would have taken a hold of them, because I don't see those implements over here. And maybe these were houses that were used by the workers. I surprisingly, I find this technology to be looking like it's prefab. This is asbestos. Of course, these are bricks, but look at the walls. You can see those columns. But when I was in my room, I noticed that these walls are actually thin. So I'm like, are these prefab walls, or what is it all about? So, and if these are prefab walls, these houses were built back in the day. Does it mean that then prefab technology for building is a technology that can be considered? Because these houses are still standing, and you can see it's like panels, though these panels are weird because they are extremely thin. But if they've been standing since those days, then maybe we can consider prefab houses. That's interesting. Let me just show you how. So this is where we eat. This is where we meet before, after, during the breaks, and we are able to exchange with the other pastors that are in charge of this particular meeting. So this is a room where somebody sleeps, and I wanted to show you these panels. So you can see how the windows are. You can see they extend both outside and inside. They are wood. which is very interesting. But look at this. This is how thick the wall is. That's how thick the wall is. So you can imagine, if that is prefab technology, then that's very interesting. So those are the rooms. This is like a 2-bedroom house. So I sleep in that room that is open, and then we have another room to my right, and then we have a shower area. Of course, the toilets are what my children call the long drop. So that's how it is. That's a quick tour from my position here at the center of operations, or theater of operations, as some people may put it, or whatever you want to call it, where I operate from. So I've given you a 360-degree view of this place. It's huge. The largest I've ever seen is 78 acres. Now I'm seeing 400 acres, and I can't even see to the end of it. It's just amazing that a man could donate such a big, asset, such a big piece of land to the church. And that's what we ought to do anyway. Give what God blesses us with for his use, for his glory. Yeah, so that's my update for today. I hope you have, I hope you are experiencing it as I'm experiencing it. I took a photo of the men that I'm ministering to, and yeah, so let me just put it right here so that you have an idea of what it is. Of course, you'll see 1 or 2 or 3 women. It's a men's conference, but women joining maybe to help in one area or another. So thank you so much. I'm going to be joining you, I think, tomorrow, where I'm going to be doing maybe 1 or 2 videos just to put this to a close. So I'll tell you how tomorrow turns out. I'm getting ideas on how I should approach it. So I'm still, connecting with God on that so that I can be directed. And then tomorrow, I'm going to tell you how it went. And then tomorrow also, I need to get back to Nairobi. So I'm going to be going back to Lugulu to pick the ladies I was with. And then we head back to Nairobi. So I'm going to share that. And that is how my ministry journey as a main conference speaker is going so far. And I bless God and I honor God for everything.
A few moments later.
Interesting. Just look at this. I told you this place rains sometimes. Now, what is even more interesting is that it's raining stones. Yeah, can you see those stones raining over there? So that's how interesting this ministry trip is. Yeah, so what I want to do is bring to a close the video that I was shooting about my mission in the western part of this country. And it's been a week because yesterday was Sunday. That was a week's anniversary to my 3rd and last session at the conference, at the men's conference. And I didn't find an opportunity to shoot the video. That's why I said, let me take some time and just look for a spot in the neighborhood where I can be able to just finish up the video. And so I didn't shoot the final session because, as you remember in my previous segment of video, we had rain, and that rain took the whole day. And when it took the whole day, it also ran into the night, and again ran into Sunday. So my final session at the men's conference was under the rains. And my final session, I was because it was a Sunday service, now when the conference comes to an end, the final session, we have everybody being invited in, because now it's a Sunday, so you have children, you have women, you have all these people in the congregation. So for my final session, just after consultation with one Pastor Nathan, I with the leading of the Holy Ghost, I was able to take the direction of looking at what do we call it? Looking at Peter's letter to the diasporians, and just being able to cover the idea of the 7 things that he highlights that we need to add to our faith, so that we can be complete in one way or another. And so those are the 7 things that I was able to focus on that particular Sunday. And yeah, I did a sermon, and it was all inclusive. But if you remember very well, I mentioned that I handled 3 key thematic areas on the 2 sessions of the 2 days. That is, the first day I was talking about work and the critical issues that come out of work. The second day I was looking at culture in the eyes of men and the critical issues that come out of that. And then the final day, just wrapping it up in an exhaustive kind of way, looking at Peter's letter and the 7 things that he lists that we need to add to our faith. And I said I will get some time so that I can be able to talk about those issues, or rather recreate those sermons just for your benefit, if you are interested in that. And again, it rained that whole day, so I did the final session, and after doing the final session, we were able to close around 1. And now I started thinking about my journey back to Nairobi. Remember, I mentioned that I had accompanied some ladies into the ladies conference, and so this was also an opportunity for us to regroup again and head back to Nairobi. And so, because it was raining, even if it stopped a bit, so it continued to rain. And so and then I was under pressure, because I was like, I need to be in Nairobi within this day, and it was raining, and I couldn't shoot, I couldn't do an update. So I said, I'll just do the update when I get an opportunity, when I'm at home. And so this is the day that the Lord has made. It's a Monday. We are supposed to have reported back, the children are supposed to have reported back to school, but it has been moved by 1 week because of the rains. So yeah, so I finished the conference, headed back to Lugulu to pick up the ladies. So I was there around 4, and then just before 5 we were on our way back to Nairobi. And again, it was rain all the way up to Nairobi. And I remember, if you remember my weapon, that is the weapon that I was still using that particular day. So we came back, it was raining, and then when we got to the junction that leads to Nakuru and Kericho, I think by that time a fog hit, and then it was fog all the way to Nakuru, and then again a bit of a breather, and then some more fog. So the driving conditions were hectic, but we thank God we made it back. By midnight we were in Nairobi. I think I was in my house by 2 to something, and that is great. And so since that time, I took a low key, and yesterday I was back at my local church, and it was also an opportunity for, just before that, once I got to the house, we gave God thanksgiving because I was home safe. The conference was powerful, God just did what he only can do. And then when we got to the week, like I've said, I took a breather, a low key, and then on Sunday I was back at my local church just to be able to again catch up with my senior pastor, that's Pastor Mark. And on that note, I need to mention other pastors that were also supporting me in mission, in prayers, and all those kinds of things. So when we got back, we had Pastor Anthony. Also, he was supporting me as far as prayers are concerned, so I have to mention him in a special way. We have Pastor Nathan, who also was able to guide me here and there. also Pastor Anthony, and then we also have my senior pastor, Pastor Mark. For him, he prayed for me on that Sunday, that for that week that I was heading out, and then come which other day? Come this particular Sunday that I'm back at my local church again, we were able to give God thanksgiving. So I bless God for those men of God in my life. And of course, we had my wife under the ground, just keeping it real in prayer and just making sure that he was able to dedicate us in prayer, and so that everything went well. So I thank God. The mission was a success. I came back. It was all good. And then on Sunday, I was able to do the final part of it. That is just join my senior pastor. And then we prayed. He prayed a Thanksgiving prayer. And that way, we thanked God. So he got a lot of positive feedback. And that was a good thing. So I know that the mission was a success. So with that, I want to bring this video to a close. Please remember to subscribe, so that you can see what happens in my life as I share the word of God, as I share how I live my life for God, and you can be inspired in one way or another. And so so God bless you, God keep you. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and any other good thing that you can do to support my ministry as I share out the word of God and how I live out the word of God. So see you in the next one. God bless you.